Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing today? Or this evening? How are you? All right. Um, we're going to be talking about budget today. Let me know in the chat, even if you're watching this in the replay, let me know in the chat. Do you budget for your business? For example, like do you do the year-end budget, forecasting budget? Do you do any of that in your business or not? So whether you do it or not, I would love to hear from you. And why? Why do you do it? Why you do not do it? Before I forget, if you're new here, I want to welcome you. My name is Noor Al Masri. I'm an enrolled agent and the founder of Noor's Books. I'm also known as the nonprofit CFO. Um, Before we get onto the topic, I want to remind you that tax filing for those who did an extension on April 15 due on October 16 for this year. So make sure you do file your taxes, your personal taxes or your C Corp taxes. Also, F bar due on October 15. Well, I guess FR also has the same thing, but try to do it by October 15 just in case. Another thing is you, a nonprofit, if you are in a calendar year, you actually need to do, and you did not do your tax return by May 15, you did an extension, make sure you file it by the deadline, which is November 15. Now, before we dive in, whatever I'm talking about today, it does apply for your business and for your nonprofit. Literally, it does apply for everything. So it's true for business, it's true for nonprofit, because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I always say nonprofit is a business with a special tax code. That's all. Now, why budgeting is important? SBA statistics says 50% of businesses fail to succeed, like in the first couple of years. 82% of business fail because of cash flow. So cash flow, same thing for nonprofit also. A lot of them fail in the first few years and they cannot exist after 10 years or sometimes 5 years. So why would you want to do budget? And what is budget? Budget in simple words is just like planning your financials. So setting a plan for your financials in business. Usually you want to do it in the beginning, also in the beginning of the year. So and also in the beginning of the month, you need to check that budget. So we're not going to get into a lot of complicated stuff about budget. We're gonna keep it simple. So you want to do budget at least once a year, but you don't want to just throw it away and not look at it. You want to really monitor that budget. So might tell me that how do I budget if I don't know how much money I'm gonna make? Well, if you don't know, like most budgets start with sales or donation for you a nonprofit. So you have to put the number you're desiring to make. That is your goal. So the first benefit for your budget of budgeting is actually having a written goal. And this is really important to have a written goal, because if you do not have a written goal, you're less likely to achieve that goal. So now you have a written goal, you have the sales, everything driven from that number. That is your budget. You want to exactly say, how are you spending your money? What do you need for your business or your nonprofit to run efficiently, like to make sure like you have marketing, you have everything that you need to be successful in business. How much are you paying yourself, because you need to pay yourself regardless if you are in business and nonprofit, you can pay yourself, of course. Otherwise, you won't be focusing full time, right? I guess you have to pay yourself in order to keep going. You have to probably have a team, hire people. So you need to budget for every single thing you need to have in your business. So, and then you want to look month to month, even better, day by day, at least week by week, but you want to evaluate your month. So you want to keep watching those financial progress and um, compare them to your budget to see if you are on track or not. Yeah, while you put that budget in the beginning of the year, that budget is still flexible, so you can modify as you go. So if you found yourself like making more sales, you actually um, modify everything based on that. So everything should be percentage wise. So it should be like, okay, for example, you want $100,000 of sale, right? You want to have, don't quote me on percentage. It's really very based on what you have. But I'm just going to give you an example here. So if you have 100,000 budget, then you want to have, for example, 10% of that sales is actually for marketing, 5% for sales, 15% for taxes. And this is not correct. I mean, this is not correct percentage. It's just like I'm throwing percentage right there. So it's not accurate. So don't go ahead and use that percentage because it's not true for everyone. It's not true. I'm just throwing them away. So be aware of that. So for example, and then now your budget is 100,000 in sales, and now you have this percentage. If you found out, in the first few months, you already reaching that, so by the end of the year, you're gonna have more on sales. Of course, that's if your business is not seasonal, if it's gonna continuously grow throughout the year, maybe your season even like by the end of the year, toward the end of the year, and you're already meeting your goal, then you want to make sure you look at that, and that 10% for marketing, for example, it's going to increase. Instead of having a monthly, let's say 5,000, you're going to increase it by percentage. So you're going to based on new numbers. So I don't want you to get so invested on this. Like don't overcomplicate it. It's just like based on based on the number of sales, so budgeted sales and then actual sales, like what you actually sell, then you would want to adjust your percentage of an expenses. And also on saving on everything, like changing, modifying your goal as you go. But at least you have a roadmap, financial roadmap, to actually help you decide on what you want to do. How are you spending your money? So you are making an informed decision to grow your organization. You want to make sure you are profitable. So you want to keep an eye throughout the year on how it's going. Really, are you profitable? Get those key performance indicator in place and see if you are profitable. It doesn't make sense for you to stay in business, or do you need to pivot? Do you need to change something? Do you need to adapt to a new thing? What do you need to do exactly? Do you need to cut on staff, for example, or other expenses? Maybe you have something that you really don't need, but you just have it because other people have it, but it's not useful for your business. Maybe you need to cut on that. Maybe there is like a tool that's gonna increase your profitability and you know how to use it. Maybe hiring someone's gonna increase your profitability. So you want to keep an eye on that budget. And how do you do that? Hopefully you are doing your bookkeeping, and more than that, you are managing your cash flow. You are actually monitoring your KPIs, key performance indicators, which is varies between from business to business. So you want to make sure you are on top of your finances, so you are not of and the 50% businesses that's going to fail. So make sure to keep that in mind. And it all starts with budgeting. If you have a budget, it's going to make your life easier. Spend some time, work with your accountant, your accountant, and then make sure you actually setting up everything the way it should be. Make sure you do not miss anything. Make sure you are ready for the year. Yeah. Now we are in September. You still can budget because we still have like some time in the year, right? You still can budget to actually, if you are not profitable yet, to change that game and make yourself profitable again. If you are in need of something, you can change it now. It's not too late to actually be profitable for this year, to make a change, to increase your revenue this year. We still have like 3 months to go, or a little bit more than that. So you still have time. So you can start with your budget today and make sure you just monitor that budget. That is all for me today. You want to have financial control. Financials is the most important thing. Financial control, cash flow, your key performance indicator, all comes from your budget. Make sure you are profitable. Make sure you are paid from your business or organization. You want to make sure to get all of that done. So make sure you do your bookkeeping and monitor all these stuff to make, because bookkeeping alone is not going to make any change for you. It's just a starting point to be in compliance. It's actually required to be in compliance. You're not going to actually grow your business just by doing bookkeeping. You need to add into that. You need to really monitor your cash flow, and that's all. Compare what's happening with what your budget is. So, and see how are you doing comparing to your budgets. Again, I'm going to remind you again by the tax deadline. You have October 16 for those of you who did not file their personal returns or their C Corp returns, and April 15. It's today. It's coming up soon, like on October 16. So make sure to reach out to your accountant. If you do not have an accountant and you're looking for a new one, you can book a call with me, and I'll be happy to help you. You can actually on Instagram, you can go to the link on the bio, just nourisbooks.com. That's my website, and you go to contact us. If you are watching on other platform, you can just go to the link on the screen, nourisbooks.com/contact. Don't worry, Instagram, I'll put that link for you, and I'll put it in the comments after I save this video. Also, if you are a nonprofit, November 15 is your deadline for if you made an extension. That's if you are in a calendar year. So make sure you actually file on time. Make sure you e-file with a professional. If you don't have one, feel free to book a call with me, and I'll be happy to assist you. If you have an S Corp partnership or multi-member LLC, you did not file, your filing time just passed on September 15. So if you did not file, make sure you file now, because time is passing while actually the penalty is adding up to 20 per month per partner. So make sure to do it sooner than later, and don't delay anything. All right. I hope you have a great night. I'll see you later. Talk to you then. Bye.